Okay guys, this tutorial is going to show you how to create a cutout using Adobe Photoshop. Alright, so go ahead and open your Photoshop first. You're going to go over to the file option on the top left and you're going to select open. Once you have selected open, you're going to find the image that you are going to cut out or remove the background from. So in this case, let's try to remove the background from this image. I'm going to select open and I am going to unlock the layer on the right. If you notice on the left ribbons over here where my cursor is, you're going to select the tool that says quick selection. It looks like this. If you do not see it, select the little arrow and open up or expand the options and find it there. You're going to select the object or person that you are going to cut out as best as you can. It is okay to not be perfect at this point. Just make sure that you grab all of the sections that you need to use for your cutout. It's better to have more than to be missing parts of the person or the object. Okay, make sure you get the numbers and letters within the uniforms as well. As you're clicking, you're selecting, and that looks okay. All right. After that, you go to the top of Adobe and click on Select and Mask at the top. In this workspace, go over to the right-hand side at the top right where it says View Mode. Change your view mode to Overlay and change the opacity to around 80%. This allows you to see better. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the top of my ribbons. The first option is going to be our quick selection tool. Select that, and this time I'm going to change it to the minus at the top. Minus. You have a plus and a minus. Now I'm going to select things that I don't want from the outside as much as I can. Okay. You're going to notice it's going to remove some of the parts of the person. It's okay. We'll bring it back. I'm just clicking and moving, clicking and moving, clicking and moving. Okay, now I'm going to change back to the plus sign at the top. And then I'm going to carefully select parts that I would like this shoe. And you're going to notice that it's going to select less of the background, which is what we want. Okay, that means less work for us. Okay, the shoe, right here at the bottom of the shoe, I'm missing some of the image, so I'm going to select it. Okay, I'm missing some of his pants right here, so I'm going to select that. Okay, it's fine if it jumps out. We're going to clean it up in a little bit. I just want to make sure that everything that we need, I need some of his hand right here, is in my cutout. Okay, everything else looks okay. So before I get out of here, I'm going to go over to the right hand side under global refinements in the middle where it says smooth. Put up your smoothness to around 40%. Could be between 40 and 50% depending on the image. This one we'll leave it at 50, and then our contrast will always be 20%. Once you have done that, select OK at the bottom. Once you're back to your original workspace, you're going to press Command or Control J if you're on an Apple computer, Command J. And you're going to notice that on your Layers tab, you're going to have a duplicate of your selection. At this point, turn off the visibility by clicking on the eyeball on Layer 0. The next step is to go to the bottom right where my cursor is. You're going to select this option and go to Solid Color. And then I always like to select a bright pink, a bright purple, or a bright green. These allow me to view the back, what I'm doing better. So I'm going to select OK. And then I'm going to move that layer. I'm going to drag it below layer 1, but above layer 0. So it's between these two layers. Now I'll just click on layer. I'm going to click on layer 1 to make that the active layer. I'm going to grab my eraser tool off my ribbon on the left. Remember that the left and right brackets next to the letter P increase your brush size or decrease your brush size. For the bigger items, you can use a bigger brush size far away from your subject. But for the details, like right here under his armpit, you're gonna need a smaller brush. So I'm gonna lower my brush size, and I'm gonna zoom in by pressing Command plus. Okay, so now I have a more workable size of brush and object. So now I can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to carefully erase any of the background that I do not want, that are not part of the image that I want to remain. So his arm is going to be a little tricky, so I'm going to have to be, because I have some black here that wasn't part of his arm, but I'm going to work section by section, letting go of the mouse periodically, so that if in case I make a mistake, when I press Command or Control Z, that I'm not going all the way back to 0. Okay, so do not make the mistake of trying to erase large sections of a time, because if you make a mistake like this and I press Command Z, I have to redo that whole section. Okay, so just work at small sections at a time and erase and erase and erase. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna erase all of this. And you're gonna do that for everything, all sides of the image that you don't want. Okay, around his helmet, around whatever you're working on. Once you have a clean image, you're going to turn off all of your layers except for the layer that you want. You're going to go to File, Save a Copy. You're going to save it as a PNG, save it to a folder that you know where it's at, and then upload it after that. And that is how you create a cutout using Photoshop.